Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, a channel where I try and show you the fun that can be had exploring the world of variant Sudoku. Today I'm going to be showing you what we often call a duality puzzle, which is called Continuous Zippers by ViKingPrime. And where in a duality puzzle, the constraints serve dual purposes, so they are actually two constraints rolled into one. This one, we've got parity lines, Renban lines, and all of the lines also serve as zipper lines. So this one's going to be a little bit interesting. My testers have told me this one is quite tricky for the stuff that I normally do on the channel. I don't know. We'll find out together. So let's go through the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, we need to put the digits 1 to 9 without repetition. We've got these red lines, and these are parity lines. And what that means is digits along a parity line alternate parity, which is odd and even. So if this one is odd, this one has to be even, then this one has to be odd. If this one is even, this has to be odd, and then this has to be even. Pink lines, which are the Renban lines, and they must form a set of consecutive non-repeating digits. Now, it doesn't state in any order, but it does. The Renban lines are in any order. So let's use this line, for example. If this was 1, 2, 3, which is a set of consecutive digits, the 1, the 2, and the 3 could go anywhere on the line. They do not need to be in any particular order. And with this one, if this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even though these could be the same digit by Sudoku, you can't repeat digits on the line. But if this was, it could go, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That would be a perfectly valid way of filling a Renban line, because that is a consecutive set of digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's no repeats. If this was a 6, this line would be broken because 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 is not a run of digits. That we are missing a 5 on that run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 is not a run of digits. If we were to change the 1 to a 5, this is now valid because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a run of consecutive digits. Now, they also all have to be zipper lines. Each line also acts as a zipper line where the digits an equal distance from the center must sum to the digit in the middle of that line. Using the word center and middle is a bit weird, but what that means is, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, so this is the middle of the line. So digits an equal distance from the middle of the line must sum to the digit in the middle of the line. So those two digits will sum to that, those two digits will sum to that, those two digits will sum to that. They're all the rules. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. Now, the obvious thing here is the 9-cell lines. These are all of the digits from 1 to 9 because there's no repeats on the line. So what could the middle digit be? Well, I have to put a 9 somewhere on the line, and I can't have, if I put the 9 anywhere but here, then I would need to have 9 and something else sum to a digit that is lower than 9. It doesn't work. So that has to be a 9, and this is the same. This has to be a 9. Can't do the same trick here, but it does mean 9 is in one of those. Can't be here because then this would plus this would have to sum to that. So the 9 isn't here because this is also a zipper line and those two digits sum to that. Parity. That has to be even. That has to be 2, 4, 6, or 8. Because if these were both odd, because we're alternating. So if this is odd, this is even, and this is odd. If this is even, this is odd, this is even. But if these were both, so these are the same because you go from A to B to A. So these are both A. If you add two even digits together, you get even, but they can't all be even. So these have to be odd, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But you add those together to get to this. So you can't put 9 on the line. This can't be oh no, those could repeat. So this could be 1, 1, 1, 2. It could be 1, 3, 4. It could be 1, 5 or 3, 3, 6, 1, 7, 8, 3, 5, 8. And this is the same. This is 2, 4, 6 or 8. And these are 1, 3, 5, 7. They can't be 9. And this is the same. 2, 4, 6, 8. And these are 1, 3, 5, 7. Now there must be a 5 on this. This must contain at least one even digit. So maybe I'm parity coloring here. Let's do some parity coloring. Because these are all odd. These are all even. This is odd. No, yeah, where's 9 in this box? It has to be in one of those three. So 9 is in one of these three. If this is 9, yeah, this can't be a 9. If this is a 9, this line would be filled with 8, 7, 6, and 5. But what two digits from 8, 7, 6, and 5 sum to 9? It doesn't work. This can't be the 9. The 9 is down here. In fact, what can go on this? Because this is a run of 3 consecutive digits, but those two digits sum to this. It could be 1, 2, 3. So if this is 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 2 with 3. If it was 2, 3, 4, it doesn't work because this has to be the largest of the digits. 3, 4, 5 doesn't work. 4, 5, 6 doesn't work. 5, 6, 7 doesn't work. 6, 7, 8 doesn't work. And 7, 8, 9 doesn't work. This has to be 3 with 1 and 2. So there's no 2 here or here. Didn't think there would be. There's no 1 here. This is odd. So there's no 3 in either of those. And there is a 1. Oh, there's no 3 here. So there's no 3 on this. So this can't be a 4 because the minimum this could be is 5 plus 1. So this is the minimum of 6. Interesting. Now, one of these is 1, 8. So one of these pairs is 1, 8. One of them is 2, 7. One of them is 3, 6. One of them is 4, 5. I'm not sure what to do with that yet. 1, 2, 3. 9 is in one of those. I can't put 9 on here. So 9 is actually down here. So this isn't the 9. This is the 9. And 9 is in one of those two. 9, I think, can be anywhere in there, though. There's no 3 here. This can't be a 2. Both of those would need to be 1. So the minimum this could be is 1, 3. No, this now has to be a 1. Because if this isn't a 1, that is 5 and 5, and that would have to be a 10. That is a 1. And there's no 1 in any of those. And now this has to be a 3. Because if this isn't a 3, the minimum here is 5 and 7, and that would have to be a 12. That's a 3. Which takes 3 out of there. 3, 5 would be 8. 3, 7 would be 10. This is 8 and 5. That puts 3 up here. If 3 is on one of those becomes 6. But this 1 makes that the 2 and that the 1. This being even and this being odd. That takes 1 out of here. And now this has to be a 1. Because if it's not, the minimum here would be 5 plus 5, and that would have to be 10. That's a 1. So this isn't a 4 anymore. It's 6 or 8. There is a 4 in one of those. Ooh, I like this. This is odd. I am liking this. So there's no 1 in any of those. There's no 1 in either of those. So the minimum here is 2 and 4. I'm wondering what that could be. These are 4, 5, 7, and 9. I like the way these have worked, but I haven't yet fully understood how these work. So this line, this, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, because if these were 1 and 4, 2 and 3, that could be a 5. What about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? In fact, the way I could try and think about this is mathematically. This digit is the sum of, let's use red and orange. So this is 3 times x. So we need the run of digits to be divisible by 3, but I think it is in all cases, isn't it? So if this was 6, these would all have to be lower than 6. And that doesn't, oh no, it might work. No, it doesn't, because wherever the 5 goes, because these would, yeah, wherever the 5 goes would need a 1. So this could be a 5 with 1, 4 and 2, 3. It can't be a 6, because a 6 on the line here means that, because this has to be the largest digit because it's the sum of both of those. If this was a 6, wherever the 5 goes needs a 1, but this becomes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If this is a 7, wherever the 6 goes would need a 1. This has to be a 5. And the 1 is in here. This is now a 7, 8. This is a 6, 5. The 1 is in here, so the 4 is in here. The 3, this is a 1, 3 pair, and this is a 2, 4 pair. That's really good. I like that line. These are all odd. That's all of the odd digits, so these are all even. And if that's even, this has to be odd, because it's an odd and an even digit that sums to an odd digit, which 9 is. So this is 3, 5, or 7. So this is 6, 4, or 2. I don't know that that's helping me. But these, 4, 7, and 9. Not sure what to do with that. Where's the 1 on this line? I can't put a 1 in either of those two cells because of the 1 here, and I can't put 1 in either of those. So this becomes 1, 8. Because wherever the 1 goes needs the 8 on the other side. So there's no 8 in any of those, and that's the 8. These are all 2, 4, 6. This is really clever. So the 8 now is over here. 8 is up here. Now, if this is an 8, this would have to be a 1. And I think it can be, you know. But these are 3, 5, 7. So these are all odd. Don't know again if the colouring is helping me. There has to be a 1 or an 8 on this, which makes a pair with this. Yeah, there has to be, on each of those lines, there has to be 1/2 of the 9 pair. 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, and 4, 5. So there has to be a 1 or an 8 in here. So, well, that could never be a 1 or an 8 anyway because of those. So, what's the quadruple here? 4, 7, 8, 9. Well, that can't be a 9. That can't be a 4 or an 8. So that's only a 7. Oh, actually, I've got a triple here. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 6, 7, and 9. That's a 7 or a 9. Now, if that's a 4, that's a 5. If it's a 7, it's a 2. And if it's an 8, it's a 1. It can't be a 2. So that can't be a 7. That's only a 4 or an 8. So I'm kind of looking for those pressure points. Like I can never put another 1 or 8 on this line. But I can't see 1 or 8 from there. So this can't be 1 or 8. So this can't be 1, 2, 3. So let's put all the options in. 4, 5, 6, 7. It can't be 8 or 9. So it's 4, 5, 6, or 7. Now, if it's 4 here, this would have to be 5, and it can't be. So this can't be 4. 5 would make that 4. 6 would make that 3, and 7 would make that 2. So this is only 2, 3, or 4, and that's only 5, 6, or 7. That's not restricted as much as I thought I might get. If that's an 8, that's an 8. If that's an 8, one of those two is an 8. Can that be an 8 and that be an 8? We'll put 8 in one of those two. 8 has to go on this line somewhere. Opposite of 1. So I can't put 8 in either of those two or there. Because 8 in either of those two would need a 1 in one of those two, and I can't do it. 8 there can't work. So 8 is in one of those. And 8 here would put a 1 here, and 8 here would... Hang on a minute. Let's mark this up. Let's see which of these can be 8. That can't be 8 because that would need to be 1, not 8. That can't be 8. This can't be 8 because it sees an 8. If this is an 8, this would be a 1. If this is an 8, this would have to be a 1 and it can't be. So that can't be an 8. And this can't be an 8 by Sudoku. So either this is a 1-8 pair or that's an 8 and that's a 1. Oh, with 4 in this column, it has to be up here. This can't be 4, so this can't be 5. And the 7 makes this a 6, which makes this a 3. Okay, let's do some colouring. So 3 is not in here. 6 is in one of these 3. If that's a 6, that's a 3. Seems to work, doesn't it? There's no 9 there. Don't even know why I put it there. That digit could be 1, can't be 1, 2, 4, 5, can't be 9. So yeah, can't be 1, 2, can't be 3, 4, 5, can't be 6, 7, 8 or 9. So it's 2, 4 or 5. So that digit is either 4, 5 to go with the 4 or 5 or a 7. Now it can't be a 4 because the 4 is in here with the 8. So it's not 4. So this isn't 5. So this is even and this is odd. So 5 is in one of those. Yeah, 5 is in one of those two. That's interesting, I suppose. 5, 4. Oh, the 6, that can't be a 6. So this can't be a 3. And that's a 5, 7 pair. That's a 2, 4 pair. Interesting. So that digit is one of those two. That digit in this box, where does that digit go in box 2? It's not one of those. It's not one of those. If it's 5, it's in those two, and that would put the 5 down here. If it's 7, it's one of those two. Okay. Is it now 3 on this line? If I could knock 8 out of there, can I look at 3 on this line? Where can 3 go? Now 3 can't go there. 3 here would put 6 there, which is fine. 3, 6 in those seems to work. 3 here would put 6 here. Yeah, 3 doesn't go there. So 3 is in one of those. Maybe it's 6 on that line. These are different. Does that do anything? Probably does. We know the 2 is in one of those. And the 6 is in one of those. No, I'm not sure. I know 6 is in one of these two by Sudoku because of the 6's looking down. That digit is in one of these two. In fact, that digit is in one of those two. If this is 1, that's 4, and that's 4. So we've got to remember that these sum to 5. And I'm not sure how to use that. I think it's got to be this line. Remember, 1 is not in any of those. 1 here would make that 8, which doesn't work. So 1 is there, there, there. 1 here would make that 8, which doesn't work. 1 here, yeah, 1 is in one of those 3. 2 goes with 7, 3 goes with 6, 4 goes with 5. So is it 4 and 5? Because 5 can't go in any of those, so 4 can't go in either of those. So 4 with 5 works. Does it? I mean, I must be right about these, and I must be right about these. One. So 2 is in one of those two. Six is in one of those two. 5 is in one of those two. That cell is under ridiculous pressure, but I can't see how to do anything with it. That cell has to go in one of those. And its partnership for 9 has to go in one of those. Well, 5 is in one of those. Oh, that's it. Look, 5 is not in any of those or any of those. 5 is in one of those two, taking 5 out of those, making that the 5, which means that's the 4 and there's no 4 there. The 4 means that's the 2, which means that's the 7. The 7 looks down, taking 7 out of those, making that the 7. The 4, 9 makes that the 2 and that the 4. The 2 goes with the 3 and the 4 goes with the 1. The 7 looks down, taking 7 out of there. The 4, 9 looks down, taking the 9 out of there. That's the 6. This is a 7, 9, with the 7 looking down, making that the 9 and that the 7. This was way easier than I gave it credit for. Well, it is once I saw it. 7 is odd. The 9 is looking up, saying that's not the 9, that's the 9. This is now the 5 in the column. So the 5 is down here. It's here or here only. The 5 is in one of those two because I have to put 5 on this line. I can't put it here or here by Sudoku, and I can't put it on any of those. So it's in one of those two. So that means the 4 is here or here. Not sure. But there's no 7 here anymore. This is a 4-8 pair. So these are 2, 6. So this has to be the opposite of 2, 6. And it can't be 3. So this can't be a 6, or this would have to be a 3, and it can't be. That's the 2. That's the 6. That's the 7. This is the 6. This is the 2. Do I need the parity anymore? I don't think I do. If it turns out I'm wrong, no one will be surprised. So if that's 8, that's 1. Okay, I need to put 3, 6. So yeah, 6 now can't go in any of those. It can't go there, and it can't go there. That's the 6 on the line, which means this is the 3. So one of these is 1, 8, and one of these is 4, 5. So these are 1, 8, 4, 5. There's no 5 there, so there's no 4 there. That's a 1, 4, 8 triple, or the 3 is looking across, making that the 7 and that the 3. 4 is in one of those two, so 5 is in one of those two. The 1 is, oh no, it's not the one looking up. But this one is looking across, making that the 5, which means this is the 4, that's the 8, and there's no 4 or 5 there. This is a 1, 8, and the 1 is looking across, making that the 8 and that the 1. Stunningly good. These are 4 and 7, and I don't know how to resolve them. These are 2, 5, and 6, and the 5 and 6 is looking up, making that the 2, and I take the 2 out of there. I think I'm going to beat my tester's time by as much as 20 minutes. We'll see how we go at the Sudoku at the end. 1, 3, and 4. The 1 and the 4 means this is the 3. So this is now an 8, 9 pair by pencil marks. I need to put a 2 in here. Not sure. I need to put a 5 in one of those two. I need to put a 6 in one of those two. This is a 6, 7 pair. So this is 2, 5. These are not the 6. The 5 is looking across saying that's not the 5, so that's the 5. These are 4, 8, and 9. There's no 9 there. This is a pair. 6 and 7, and the 6 is looking down, making that the 7 and that the 6. I can take the 6 out of there. I need to put a 1 in here, not sure, but the 2 is in one of those two. 3 is in one of, 3 is right here. So these are 1, 2, and 4. And there's no 2 there. That's a 1, 4 pair. So that's the 2. There's no 2 there. That's a 1, 4 pair. That's not doing it, is it? Okay, maybe I will stumble on the Sudoku a little. This would be a surprise. That's a surprise to no one. Okay, so am I looking at this box now? So the 2 is in one of those two. The 1, this is a 1, 2 pair because I've got a 4, 8, 9. That makes sense, but I still don't see how. Yes, I do. The 1 is looking down, making that the 2 and that the 1. The 2 is looking down, making that the 5 and that the 2. The 5 is looking up, making that the 6 and that the 5. The 6 is looking down, making that the 7 and that the 6. The 7 is looking up, making that the 4 and that the 7. So now let's do these. I need to put a 3 in one of those two, but that 3 says not there. 3. This is now a triple. 4, 8, and 9. There's no 8 in either of those because of that 8. So this becomes the 8. The 4 makes that the 9 and that the 4. The 8 looks across saying that's not the 8. The 8 looks down, making that the 9 and that the 8. The 8 looks across, making that the 1 and that the 8. The 8 looks down, making that the 4, that the 1, that the 4. The 4 looks across, making that the 1 and that the 4. The 4 takes 4 out of both of those, so we end up with 9 and 8. The 9 looks across, making that the 4 and that the 9. And yeah, I'm like 20 minutes under my tester's time. I don't understand how or why. Maybe my tester was having a bad day. But that was a lot of fun. ViKingPrime, very like that one. I even do wording well. That was great. You took the words right out of my mouth. Okay. Must have been while you were puzzling me. That was really fun. I like this one. I've seen this before, maybe not with zippers, but with something else. And it might have been with zippers. I don't know. I've done a few duality puzzles. The parity one, I like that. That was as soon as you started thinking about the parity lines, they gave a lot of information. And these lines, of course, very, very powerful. Beautiful puzzle though. Absolutely. Oh, pardon me. Absolutely stunning. Very happy. Thank you, ViKingPrime. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you to my tester, and I didn't mean to insult you, but you're the only one. I think it was 2 of them, actually. You're the only ones who know who you are. I'm not going to out you. Yeah, really good stuff. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I hope you're enjoying the puzzles I bring to you. And again, if you have submissions or recommendations for puzzles that you would like to see me do, my submission guidelines are below. Thanks, everyone, and as always, good luck with your solving.